Yeah, this is the first time that my kids will actually go to a movie theater and see a movie that I've been in. They've only seen one other film I've ever been in. Actually, two other films I've been in, and only on DVD. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful to have them be a part of the experience, be able to have them come to set and know what I do, but also just to explore that lighter side of myself, that for some reason people don't see that side of me. Yeah, no, and I always will. I mean, I love dramas. I love dramas. It's my first love. I'll always go back to dramas. But what's interesting, actually, is the character that I play in this film. I didn't really realize this until about halfway through shooting, but there she is grappling with fear, her fear of going outside, and there she is in this solitary world with sort of fantasy elements in a solitary world, trying to find the hero in herself that she's forgotten. That's I play that all the time in dramas, so it's kind of making fun of myself as a dramatic actor in some ways. I loved it. Yeah, I love it. I mean, the more I get hit in the head and look ridiculous, the happier I am. Well, I don't know. Slapstick. Well, for kids, it's cool. It's good. Physical stuff is cool, and I do love the physical part. I love like running down a corridor, and I love like rowing the boat, and it allows you to have a primal experience. And there aren't many of those in life, and not in my 21st century Los Angeles life of living in the car and fixing the TV set. Yeah, I had to beat down the doors for this one. I really was moved by it. I really wanted to be in it, and of course they didn't see me in the part, but the directors were always keen for me, so we stayed in touch, and I sort of waited until it came back to me. You know what? I love it. I love convincing someone. I always know that I made the right decision when it's a movie that I care about enough to say, like, well, wait a minute, what about me? That was true for Silence of the Lambs. It was true for The Accused. Yeah, I have to. It's good when you have to beat down doors. It makes you understand why it's important for you. Yeah, she is. And yet, she's too afraid to go outside, but she has concocted this amazing, adventurous world inside of her head. And that's not necessarily healthy. You do have to get in touch with who you are, not just live in your head. The body is important, and understanding that there are other people in other places. And she can't really be a whole human being until she does. In the same way that Nim can't be a whole human being until she has other people in her life, not just herself and her dad. She does need other people in her life. She needs to be held by other people, and she needs to have that kind of communion. And so both of them are missing something. Yes, yes, yeah. There's a real juxtaposition. I mean, Nim is who Alexandra Rover might have been, had her circumstances been different. And in some ways, Alexandra is who Nim would maybe become had her situation been different. Well, I don't know. I do have that slimy male Jerry Butler on me a lot in the film, right behind my head with his little hat on. I love my imaginary Jerry. No, we had a great time. He's my buddy, and we really, really enjoyed each other. He's the funniest guy, and I love it that he's playing a character that in some ways is a send-up of his brawny action guys that he usually plays, and I think he really enjoyed that too.
A little uncomfortable.
Delicious.
Really?
Well, a little fishy, but it's weird because they have those really thick, sharp whiskers. So I had to keep my eyes closed and wait till until the sea lion woke me up, and that's hard because those whiskers, if they don't get you in the right spot, those whiskers go like right into your eye. It's a little
That's
scary.
bristle.
Yeah, it's like a porcupine. I love being in Australia. I just love that country, and in some ways, there's a lot about it that reminds me of the United States. Of course, that, and especially Southern California, of wearing shorts and being physical and athletic, and there's a real kind of simplicity to the life, just like in some ways that's true of Southern California. But then there's that just magnificent country, with the jungles and miles and miles and miles of places that are completely uninhabited. It's just miraculous. It was. Well, you guys all know the Great Barrier Reef. I mean, Reef. There's nothing more beautiful than that. And we were in Hinchinbrook Island, which most Australians know about. That it's a true nature preserve, and it's not inhabited at all. And I got to go diving not too far away, which was wonderful. They loved it, yeah. I mean, they love the Gold Coast, of course. They love to, the Ripley's, believe it or not, and the mini golf and the putt-putt golf and, all the theme restaurants and things like that. They totally went for it. Oh, sure, sure. I mean, yeah, I was a kid actor from the time I was 3, so I do work with child actors, and certainly with Abigail Breslin, and I see a little bit of my past, and but she's different. I mean, she's a much deeper. She has a much deeper emotional place that she has access to than I had as a child, and so it's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch somebody who actually was born to be an actress, and I don't think that I was. I mean, I think I got into it because, that's just how it happened. But I think she was really born to be an actress. It wasn't that unusual. There were a lot of child actors at the time. It's just that they weren't headlining movies. They were third fiddle. So they were the sister of, or they were the kid of. It wasn't really until maybe 10 years ago that people realized, or not even, I mean, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, that people realized that younger people could really be headline movies. And so that changed everything.
Right. Is there
For the good and the bad. Well, she's already, we're already old enough to see whether that train wreck's going to happen. And there's no train wreck happening there. I mean, she's got a great family, and she's very well adjusted. She's a hard worker. She loves the job, and she really is in it for the right reasons, She really loves acting, and that will always be a part of her life. The problem is the world, It's hard being an adolescent. It's hard being an adolescent no matter who you are.
Being a parent.
Look, the police are coming for all of us now. I'm sure it's another one of those drunken celebrities out there. Good script and a great director. I mean, right now, that's the thing that fascinates me the most, is working with a director that I admire and that I stand behind his shoulder and say, wow, I wonder how he did that, and why did he do that? And I really want to learn from them. And to me, that's the most exciting part about making movies now. I'm working on a couple things as director, and I hope that'll be the next thing I do.
Right. Great.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again. Sure. You too.